Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And you're not so big. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. And you're not so big. Life is unfair.
Good afternoon, Coronado, and welcome back to another episode of Cougar TV. I'm Zevin Scott.
And I'm Navi Kesri. And the SAT is here. What do I do?
Don't worry. Here are some simple things to help you stay calm and feel good about the test. Stressing about a test only makes it seem bigger and scarier than it is. The best thing for students to do is walk into school on test day with confidence and the feeling of, I got this.
I feel better already. I'll make sure to get a good night's sleep and have a good purpose. And you should sure to do the same.
At Coronado, there is a legendary student, a future president, a visionary, the man, the myth, the legend, Ridley Sheehan. He's accomplished a lot in his 19 years, but today we're going to focus on his experience going to school in Germany for the majority of his junior year.
My name is Ridley Sheehan. My junior year, I was with a government program in Germany. It was an exchange program run through the United States Department of State.
What differences in culture does Germany have compared to America?
Well, there are certainly many differences. I mean, in everyday life, everyone's more punctual, driving isn't as, free. You use public transportation most of the time. It's relatively cheap, so that's nice. You're really not as protected by your parents, so younger kids go out more often to do things on their own. And then probably one of the biggest you'll see if you go there for high school is everything outside of school with your friends is connected to alcohol. As a government exchange student, you aren't allowed to drink any.
What was your host family like?
So I'll talk about two host families. In the summer before, I went to Bavaria with a GAP program out of Doherty High School. And with this GAP program, it's German-American Partnership Program. You basically have Germans sent to you to live with a few weeks, and then you go with them to live for a few weeks. So I was in Bavaria. My host father was wonderful. My host mother, a very, very good cook. My host brother loved to party, so we got together just fine. But overall, they were wonderful people. My second host family, during my actual program with the U.S. government, I was with one host father, and he was 81 years old. That sounds, terrible to some people, but it was really interesting because he had a lot of knowledge. He focused on getting my language up to a place of proficiency so I would do well in German school. Plus, he just didn't care what I did outside of, our time together and my school time. He was like, go where you want. So I had trips to Paris, I had trips to Berlin, trips to Poland, trips to Austria. And if you can fund these trips yourself, then you can go everywhere. And some people, so one of the reasons why I got paired with my host father, if you know me, I love history. And this guy was born in Berlin in 1939. So he didn't leave until 48, so he saw a lot. And he just had so many interesting stories from his time living through such a turbulent era.
And Ridley, can you stand up and show off your outfit?
So while I was in Bavaria, my host family adorned me with lederhosen, the wonderful garb of the Bavarians and the Austrians. Truly, truly wonderful.
So beautiful.
Ridley has a lot of interesting insight into the exchange student program, and I'm sure he has more to say about his experience if you ask him. Make sure to say hi to Ridley if you see him around.
Do you like to sing? If so, come join the choir next year in the auditorium room. 305. Mr. Hoda will help you learn the fundamentals and improve your vocals.
So you're back! And outer space!
Do you like to sing in the shower? With your clothes on while singing? Then I have a suggestion for you. Join choir. And in class we learn about music theory and all our fundamentals that we learn. We learn how to count rhythm and combining note values, and many more. Now a word from our sponsor.
Join choir!
Remember to join choir and we love to have you. Have a great day. In order to join the choir next year, contact your counselor.
With the construction of the new In-N-Out burger recently, there's certainly been a lot of burger hype going around. But with so many different places, which ones are really worth your money and time? To answer this question, I went to 3 popular burger restaurants, In-N-Out, Drifters, and Five Guys, in a new segment called Cougar Cravings. So, is In-N-Out worth the hype? Short answer, yes. Long answer, well, before you even get the food, you're gonna need at least an hour, because it's quite a drive and the wait might take a while. I went there at 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and it was about a 40-minute wait. But the most important part is, of course, the food. I got my burger animal style, which adds grilled onions, pickles, and extra sauce. And at In-N-Out, the burger is the star of the show. Every ingredient was a step above any other fast food place, especially the lettuce. The only problem I had was that it got a little soggy, but other than that, a great burger. The fries really aren't anything special, but they do what they're supposed to do. I got my animal style, which adds some stuff on top, but it didn't really add much. Last is the shake. I got mine chocolate, because I'm a chocolate shake kind of guy. As far as chocolate shakes go, it was pretty good. In general, pretty good and consistent, just a bit of a commitment. Next is Drifters. First off, it's a lot closer, and it won't take nearly as long to get your food. I went there 5:30 on a Friday, and it only took me about 10 minutes to get my food. Drifters is clearly going for a similar style to In-N-Out, but how does their food measure up? I, of course, got my burger wild style, because I'm a wild child. Wild style is basically the same thing as In-N-Out's animal style. It was pretty similar to In-N-Out, but it was almost just as good. The only problem was that a couple of the ingredients weren't quite as high quality, but other than that, a great burger. The fries were surprisingly good. They kind of reminded me of McDonald's fries, but with a little less grease. They were crispy and salted to perfection. The shake was mediocre. It was kind of too sweet for a chocolate shake, and didn't really taste like chocolate. In summary, really great for a quick and easy lunch or dinner. Last is Five Guys, which has been my favorite burger place for a while. It's a bit more expensive than the other two, but it has more locations and they're all pretty accessible, and you can order online to avoid the drive-thru. The burger was near perfect when it comes to fast food burgers. Every ingredient was great, you can put whatever you want on it for the same price, and the perfectly cooked patties make it well worth the price. The fries were also great. They're pretty thick as far as fries go, but their flavor and texture is on point, and they give you a lot, no matter what size you order. Last is the shake, and the shake at Five Guys was amazing. Very smooth and very chocolatey. I'm not sure what else I would want out of a chocolate shake. Five Guys is unparalleled, if you have the money. I'm sure you're all wondering which one of these is the best, but it's not that simple. Each one has its ups and downs, but the food is great at all three. In the end, go to Drifters for a great all-rounder, but if you have some time, go to In-N-Out, and if you have some extra money, go to Five Guys. Thanks for tuning in to Cougar Cravings. Each place has its strengths and weaknesses, so try as many as you can. Remember, there's a perfect burger for everyone.
Season D Sports are coming up April 26th, and it's time to get hyped.
Season D Sports are coming April 26th? That's right, folks, and they are...
Awesomeness!
Baseball! Girls golf! Girls soccer?
Dang!
Boys swimming? Girls tennis?
What?
Track and field? And boys volleyball?
Oh my god!
I seriously can't wait for Season D Sports April 26th.
I really can't wait to see how far our sports team will go, and we'll wish them all the best of luck in the upcoming season.
Since the start of the year, our school's robotics team, Cougars Gone Wired, has been working hard to have a season despite all that has happened, meeting in ways they have never done before, and competing in ways new to FIRST itself. Robotics is, in fact, still a thing. Now for a look into what their season has looked like.
So this year for the FIRST Robotics team, they came up with some virtual challenges for us to work on. One is designing a FIRST Robotics game, from scratch that may be used in the future sometime. Another was an innovation challenge where you were supposed to come up with something that would help people. And then the last one was they took some of the aspects of last year's game so that you could reuse the same robot, and they came up with some obstacle courses and some programming challenges that all used last year's robot. So we started off having team meetings through WebEx and stuff, and then we eventually were given the permission as an extracurricular to have a small cohort of students, of 15 students, that could meet in person. But they jumped on every one of the virtual challenges and did a phenomenal job working on them. They continued to move forward even though they knew they weren't going to have the same payoff as they had before. So to me, that was a huge learning experience. And I invite anybody who's interested in this, and I have to stress, you don't have to know anything about robots or anything to join the team. So next August, keep your eyes and ears open for when we're recruiting and bringing in new members. And we need people that don't even want to work on the robot. We need people that want to do video production such as you do. We need people that want to do, graphic design and many, many other areas, business people. We need all of those areas. We're not just a bunch of techies building a robot. This is more like running a small company. So we really want to bring in anybody who's interested. Plus, it looks great on a resume.
Come and see it. It's a brand new thing.
Placements will still be given towards the end of the year. If you'd like to know more, you could visit their website at team2996.com. Well, that wraps up another episode of Cougar TV. Join us next week to find out what's happening in your hallways. I'm Zevin Scott.
And I'm Navi Kesri.
Stay classy, Coronado!